Hey guys, alright. It's been a couple days. I see I got a new subscriber. Thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying the channel. I apologize if there's not very many how-to videos on there. Like garden videos or some from Michigan. There's a few container things on here. There won't be much for gardening videos on here until we get back to Michigan. But when we go back to Michigan, it's gonna be up north. And we're gonna be leaving Oklahoma in the spring. Cut my finger. Anyway, we're gonna be leaving Oklahoma in the spring and going back to Michigan to the UP, or at least the upper part of lower Michigan to start. For now, the plan is to go to a campground with our camper trailer that we have, which is very, very, very crowded. It's kind of anyway. I'm also like, once we get to the campground, we get jobs down here, up there, better paying jobs because Michigan pays a lot more. Then we're gonna be working on our credit down here, and then once we get back up there, and get jobs, we're going to, work on our credit some more. And I'm going to absolutely get a new trailer, a camper trailer. And I'm going to give our old one to Andrew. And when we move, it's going to be me and Scott and Chloe and her friend Mandy, and then Andrew and possibly another friend of ours. So there could be 6. Thing of it is that there's our camper trailer only sleeps 5. So, and that's very crowded. Plus, we have our animals. It's not going to be a great. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll have our vehicles. Andrew might just sleep in a tent on another, on a site close to us instead of in the camper trailer, considering it's so crowded, which will leave our other friend being able to sleep. Anyway, but we're going to work on getting another camper trailer, and I'm aiming to get one of the ones that sleeps anywhere between 10 to 15. Because every bed that is in a camper trailer is specifically designed to sleep 2 people. So if you have 5 different sleeping spots, that camper trailer will sleep 10. If you have 6, it'll sleep 12. If you have 7 different sleeping spots, it will sleep 14. And I have come across them that sleep 14. And I'd kind of like to aim for that because those are very spacious. They have a lot of room. To be room for the animals, to be room for us. No, we don't have a ton of animals. It's just, having any in a camper trailer is kind of, and it's only temporary. We're going up to the campground and we're going to work on putting money back so we can get onto a property and get a house. But on the flip side, I'm working on getting my canvases that I need and my paints, and all my tools, my art supplies for painting. And I have a fly in my coffee. I just noticed that. Sorry, guys. That's gross. I wasn't very careful about that, was I? Anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm working on getting my art supplies and things that I need. Canvases, I just got 5 more 16 by 20s. I have my other black canvases. I have the other white ones that Elaine had sent me. The black ones came with it. But, those ones are smaller, so they're not going to go for as much. But the 16 by 20s, I can definitely get away with selling for at least $3,500 a piece. Just got to get them on the right sites, in front of the right people, that kind of thing. And right now, with 6 of them, because I have the one that I finished, and then the other 5, that's 7.
Bring color to life with the very best paint. Only at Sherman.
Once I get the paintings done that I'm going to work on those canvases, if I sell them for a minimum of $3,500 a piece, 7, and 7, we're looking at $21,000 just with those canvases. And right now, that money would specifically go towards, first of all, getting us back. Like, if I had the $20,000 right now, just, say, got them done, sold all of them, that $21,000 would go for 2 vehicles, the trip back up there, getting everything together, and getting us out of here and back up to Michigan.
At GoogleStore.com.
I would also get us a new camper trailer. In the meantime, I'll be, getting more of those. If I got another 5-pack of those and got those sold for a minimum of $3,500, we're looking at another $9,500. So $30,000 total.
One ratio. Finally. That means.
And again, I'll be continuously working on that. So that's the plan. I've just got to get them on the right site and in the right. I'm just kind of going over this in my head, on how I'll figure all this out and do all this. So, but the plan is to leave in the spring. Oh, more than just a plan. We have to be out of here in the spring. Summers are just too hot down here. So we're definitely leaving here in the spring, in April, for sure. Scott is going to be working on diamond paintings. And I'm going to get him his own case for the diamonds, for the little plastic beads. And his diamond painting tools. I have my own display book. I'm gonna get him a display book. And
No, not OT. I did want to. You're picking up extra.
Like my display book, if I can get enough of those diamond paintings, my display book, I'll have to count and see how many are in there. Because I would probably sell each one individually for like $20. Okay. 25. Because some of them are pretty cheap. But the whole book, I'll have to count and see how many sleeves are in it. Because there's a possibility that I would sell that book for no less than $500. So. And then I'm going to do the same thing for him. So he'll have books of diamond paintings for sale as well. But, some of the things we're looking at, I have not had a chance to work on any more t-shirts. Haven't been able to get any more glasses, glass drinking glasses. Barely have any money left after checks. I'm still working on getting a job. So, just pray for us guys on that whole situation. But, God will provide. I know He will. So. Anyway. This particular video is nurturing heritage in the kitchen. I'm going to hold this up so that can be the front of the video. This is by Melissa K. Norris.
Yes.
Nurturing heritage in the kitchen. Oftentimes, we think leaving a legacy means we must create a huge achievement. That's not what I'm trying to do, you guys. I just really enjoy art. I want to go into it professionally. And I want to share it with the world. So, and I want to work it in and I'm going to actually create an art gallery. I'm going to make an art gallery inside our new home and set it up with all my supplies and everything. And, I'm going to make sure one part of it can actually be my art gallery. So people can actually come look at my paintings and buy them. So I'm going to go into my own business with that, but it is going to be part of Faith First. It's going to be Faith First Farm Art Gallery. So
And this.
sorry, I was I'm really tired, you guys. Sorry. Faith First Farm Art Gallery. Yep, that's what I titled it. So there we go. Anyway,
Not just him, man. You cut me off too. I want
like inventing a light bulb or curing a disease, those definitely are big achievements. I've come to view legacy as something much more intimate and meaningful. This past summer marked the first anniversary since my father-in-law passed away. My grandmother-in-law died this last spring. At each family event, their chair is empty and there's one less space around the table. Unfortunately, I understand that from, losing people perspective. Very unfortunate. This Sunday will be 11 years since we last landed up. I'm an emotional day. Yet since their passing, each holiday meal I cooked included a recipe tied to them. And I've tried to do that as well. Grandma taught me and the kids how to make her famous pumpkin roll over a decade ago now. I am tired, guys. She's really tired. Ugh. My father-in-law loved my apple pie, and I baked it for him every Thanksgiving and Christmas. The pie crust recipe hails from my great-grandmother, and my mother taught me how to make it just like she did. As I thumbed through my recipe book, I can tell you exactly the first time I had a specific dish and the person who served it and then shared that recipe with me. Cooking is now a walk down memory lane in a way I honor those who are no longer here. That's something I'm working into our cookbook, Faith First Farm and Homestead's Eatery and Recipes. I'm working in, those family recipes from my grandma, recipes from my mom, recipes from Elaine, from Linda, from Aaron. I'm trying to work in recipes from all of us, even Elaine. So, those memories will be there for us in the recipe book too. There's something about creating food with our hands, we're an active part of the process, that changes both our relationship with one another and with our food. Have you ever noticed that no one gathers around the table over a loaf of store-bought bread? But if you pull a fresh loaf out of the oven, anyone in close vicinity comes in and lingers over it, having a slice with you. Oh, I'm so tired, you guys. Well, I can heat up, take out, and serve it to my family. I don't feel the same level of satisfaction when I prepare something with my children. Feeding ourselves and our family nourishing foods made with real ingredients, often grown or raised by us, also creates a legacy of health. And that's, obviously the direction we're going. And it's astounding how many adults, let alone children, don't even know that many dishes and items can be made at home. I heard a young boy of 10 exclaim, "You can make cookies at home?" That is sad. Well, cookies might not be a health item per se. I guarantee you that a cookie made at home with organic unbleached flour, organic sugar, and real butter is much better than the high fructose corn syrup and soy oil found in most store-bought. Very true. Well, when I started making all of our bread at home, I packed my son's lunch with a sandwich for school every day. It made me feel so good to know that he was eating bread without any weird preservatives or ingredients. One day at church, one of the ladies who cleaned the lunchroom at his school pulled me aside. She told me that every day he'd been throwing his sandwich away. I thanked her for telling me. On the way home, I asked him why he was throwing his sandwich away.
Rinsing is a mess.
I didn't want to tell you I didn't like the bread, Mom. It's not soft. Bless his heart. The kid hadn't wanted to hurt my feelings and instead must have been hungry without that sandwich. I was determined to create a bread he actually enjoyed and made him promise to tell me, even if you didn't. The family honey whole wheat bread recipe is the result of finding a recipe he and Mom both approved of. As I evolved my homestead kitchen and baking skills, I also began my journey with sourdough. That proved to be more arduous than kid-tested wheat bread, but I'm tenacious. After many months of failed sourdough loaves, I finally perfected my sourdough sandwich bread recipe. Sour bread making is intimidating if you're used to relying on store-bought yeast. We'll have you baking sourdough bread like a boss in no time with these steps. Okay, here it is, guys. Sourdough bread making tips. Mature sourdough starter. If you're using a brand new starter, it can be so hard to wait for it to become mature enough to bake bread. However, if your starter is only a few weeks old, it's not strong enough for bread baking yet, and you will be disappointed by a loaf that is dense and doesn't rise well. Most sourdough starters are strong enough to bake bread at 4 to 6 weeks old. I know patience is not my virtue either, but it's so worth the wait. Use an active sourdough starter. A sourdough starter is in its active state when it's rising. After being fed, the sourdough starter will rise and double in size before it peaks and begin to fall again. This active state can be anywhere from 2 to 6 hours after feeding your starter. The rising process occurs when the yeast you've captured in your sourdough starter feeds. This creates carbon dioxide, and these little bubbles are trapped in the bread dough, creating the rise. And no, that is not a problem in our environment. Don't fall for that crap. Mix dough at the right time. I wait until my sourdough starter has almost doubled, but not quite, to mix up my bread recipe. Rising time patience. Unlike store-bought yeast, dough rise time with sourdough is much longer. How long should you leave bread dough to rise? If your starter is on the sluggish or immature side, it can take 8 hours before the loaves are double. If your starter is active and mature, loaves double in 4 to 5 hours. The room temperature greatly affects how fast your dough rises. When my dough is 74 degrees or warmer, it rises much faster. I hope these tips and recipes inspire you to begin making bread at home. The time and energy that you invest in creating something with your hands that can nourish and feed another person is immensely valuable. When you're able to share those gifts by teaching someone those same skills, you'll make memories that will last a lifetime. And you'll be passing down knowledge that will live on in future generations. I can't think of a better way to begin this new year than by creating legacies at home, in our kitchens, and in our hearts. Melissa K. Norris. Melissa is a 5th-generation homesteader who lives with her husband and 2 children in the Pacific Northwest in Washington State. They raise over 90% of their own organic pasture-raised meat and over 60% of their own fruits and vegetables. Her popular website, melissaknorris.com, and Pioneering Today podcast help thousands of people use simple modern homesteading to live a healthier and self-sufficient life. And that was it for Nurturing Heritage in the Kitchen. And I will go ahead and get off from here, and I will get this up there, and I will try to get another video out there. I have chicken on the stove, and I really need to work on my quilt, which I'm on the 2nd section of it. I have the first full section done, and I'm working on the middle one, and then there'll be I did get my fabric though, so I should be able to. I don't know if I'll have to order more. I might. I don't know. But we'll see. Anyway, so I do need to work on my quilts. I will try to get another video up. Probably should. I mean, I don't like to wait too long, but I will go ahead and get this up there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you check your subscriptions, guys. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell and click on all to make sure you get the notifications. And continuously check your subscriptions because YouTube will unsubscribe people. So I will see you guys in the next video, and you guys do your research. Make sure you do your research, guys. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye, guys.